Revs now starting to rise. The red lights have gone on. And out they go, and it's a good start from pole by Martin West. Tom Collar makes a decent start. Ben Dade in the white car in the second row of the grid, he also made a decent start. And we've got quick drivers at the back, don't forget, as well, trying to come through. Craig Land has slotted into second place. Tom Collar has actually gone backwards a little bit there, I think. He was made a decent start, but seems to have dropped back a little bit. But it is West that's leading, Land in second. I think Collar is back in fourth or fifth position as they make their way through the chicane. It's Ben Dade in the 17 car that is third, but now it's Craig Land who's getting alongside Martin West. It looks like he was going to be ahead even as they got down to Tower Corner. Yes, he was. So it's now Craig Land that's leading on the exit of Tower, and it's Martin West down second with a number of cars trying to make their way into that position as well.
Yes, absolutely. It looked a bit of a cluster of cars coming down the back straight into Tower then, and this is what we've been talking about, the slipstream effect. There is a massive train of cars coming through Croft into Sunny in now. This is what's fantastic about this series. They get on each other's bumper and they just follow. So we are in for a fantastic race if it continues in this way. Yes, so with Martin West just losing out a little bit to Craig Land. Craig Land taking that amazing lead through Tower Bend, round the outside. Very, very brave move. A little bit twitchy some of these cars can be, so fantastic driving control to keep it in a straight line, keeping it pointing in the right direction, and just slip ahead of the pole position man of Martin West.
And Ian, 50 car of David Jones has come a cropper there. He's climbing out of the car. Also saw Simon Walker, number 73, having a bit of a moment as well. Leaders come across the line. It's Craig Land leading by just under 0.2 of a second at the end of lap one. Is he going to be leading by the time they get to Clervaux? No, he is not, because Martin West has gone through on the inside at that first turn of lap number 2. It's David Bowen and Tom Collar, third and fourth, the two teammates there effectively. And then Ben Dade dropped back down to fifth, I think, in his car, having been third briefly. Here comes Land trying to get back into contention. We've got the safety car, though, coming out. Yellow flags, safety car boards, and the light panels flashing. I think the race leader Martin West acknowledging that. Hopefully all of the drivers have seen. I think they probably have now, and they will form back up into formation now. I think that probably is going to be for the 50 car that has gone off.
I think that's just for the complex, isn't it? Is it?
It's between Sunny and the complex. The marshal's now pushing that car out of the way. I think there may have been a bit of contact there with Matt Groh possibly involved in that one. No, and possibly it was the 73 car, as I also thought was involved, as Simon Walker. But either way, there was some contact, I think, that put David Jones, I'm afraid, out of the race, the driver from Nottingham. So we've got the safety car, but I think it might be quite a short-lived one if the marshals can get that car out of the way quickly. The safety car is just waiting for the drivers at the end of the pit lane. It might just be that it's one of these that's restricted to one lap. I think we did get one car into the pits that's now gone out again, as the marshals try and move that car out of the way.
Yeah, I think there is an access gate at Sunny out. It looks like they're trying to push it towards there, so hopefully we should be going and racing fairly quickly. The safety car is currently waiting at the end of the pit straight. The cars are just coming around the final corner now onto that straight, so I mean, depending on how quickly the marshals can push it towards that Sunny out access gate, might actually only have like a lap under the safety car, so yeah, fingers crossed we're racing pretty soon.
Yeah, 73 was the car that was in the pit lane, which was that of Simon Walker, the 51-year-old from Newcastle, a flag manufacturer and carpet cleaner, been racing since 2023 in one of the TSR cars he is this weekend. So we've got most of the cars all in one queue. The 73 car will try and catch the queue up, and then we'll get the race probably back underway at the end of this lap, if all is well. The track now is clear, we're hearing, up towards Sunny, so I think a fairly short and sharp safety car period, and then we'll still have probably 8.5 minutes of racing or something like that for us to enjoy.
100%, and I think probably Craig Land may be slightly frustrated because he was side by side with Martin West when the safety car was called, so obviously it's not going to be too much work to get right in his slipstream because he's right there. All he needs to do is just keep with Martin once he restarts, and then he'll be stuck in the slipstream, and they should have a nice sort of 9.5 minute battle, give or take, to the end of the race. So yeah, we're looking forward to see how this battle ends up with Martin West and Craig Land. So David Barron and Tom Collar also getting quite close together. Yeah, Tom Collar had a bit of an iffy start, dropped back a couple of positions, so we'll be quite surprised if he doesn't have a bit of a go at David Barron and try and jump on the back of that fight for the lead.
Yeah, they're all behind the safety car in controlled order. Ben Dade, 17 cars there in 6th position. Ayrton Rogers in 7th place in the number 79 car, who's the only driver that I'm aware so far has written a book about Ma7da racing. He wrote his book about his 2023 season, his first campaign in the Ma7s. It's called One Tyre Fire, and you can get it from Amazon. Well worth a read about all the travails of building and preparing a car and going racing at club level and all the highs and lows that go with it. Well worth a read to find out about that. And Ayrton having his strongest race of the weekend so far. I think they're in 7th position. The second race yesterday he finished in 8th, so he's going in the right direction. I think safety car lights are out there, Kieran.
I think they've gone already, and they're getting very close to that safety car. Coming into the final corner now, he's just had to back off a little bit. Yeah, he's gone a bit too soon. And Martin West now going alongside the safety car, and I think he's just managed to drop a little bit behind Craig Land. So Craig Land has got a bit of a gap. There we go, half a second. And then Tom Collar is right on the back of David Barron. So I won't be surprised to see Tom Collar start to make a move there. Side by side there for the number 3 and number 77. That's Callum Barnes and Eddie. Oh, that's a big one.
That's Eddie Moyer that's gone over there. The car clipped the number 3 Callum Barnes. They went round, and unsurprisingly, an immediate red flag there. The race being stopped with Eddie Moyer's car going over the wheel arch there, I think, of the number 3 of Callum Barnes down there at Clervaux Corner. And immediately after we got underway, following that safety car period, the race coming to a stop. I think the driver is out of the car. Yeah, both drivers are out of the car, so that's good to see, because the Eddie Moyer car was inverted. Obviously, everyone not happy there. The other car I can see in the gravel trap, there was the 24 car of Rick Lanier as well, which I think followed them in. I think that was a separate issue. 5-second board is shown, about to get underway then for 9 minutes of racing for the JDM Plates Ma7da Championship. Lights go out. The race gets underway. A slowish start followed by one of the cars towards the back of the grid. That was the number 88 car of Paul Southwell, but they're all off down towards Clervaux Corner for the first time. It's Martin West on the left-hand side of shot. And it's Tom Collar trying to go around the outside, and I think he made a good start, or a good restart to the race there. They're herring their way through Hawthorne now, and then the chicane. No, it's David Bowen, in fact, in the 25 car that had made the good start. Tom Collar's back in about 5th. I think Craig Land is in 3rd position. Ben Dade is 4th, but it's Bowen that's going to be challenging for the lead as they head down towards Tower Corner.
Yeah, 100%. A bit of an iffy start there for Collar, but into Tower, you can see there that Martin West is just holding off. Craig Land has dropped down to 3rd place with Benjamin Dade in with David Barron in 2nd place. So yeah, David Barron, great start. He's done that twice so far in this race alone. So very good starting skills from him, but he does have the pressure now of Craig Land right up his back bumper, and you can't imagine that Craig Land is going to waste too much time having a good old crack at David Barron.
On to the stretch towards the complex they go then. A short, sharp 9-minute race they have got, so not too much time. West was a bit sideways as he appeared into the complex. There's one car that is off on the grass there as well. That is Tom Collar, actually, the 22 car. So the driver that was on the front row for the original start is way back into the middle of the pack now, with another mistake there through the complex. So it's Martin West leading. 2nd place is the 25 car of Bowen. 8 Craig Land is 3rd in number 87. 4th is 17 Ben Dade. And 5th at the end of the first lap is the number 20 car of Todd Bouch, with Mark 4th for 55, rounding out the top 6. But West with a 0.8 of a second advantage as they ended the first lap, and good skirmishes going on in the midfield. That's the 13 car of Tony Ridd, just ahead of 47, which is Lewis Penstone Smith.
Yes, indeed. You can see there the gap between David Barron and Craig Land as well is only a couple of tenths. I think it's 2/10 of a second. And down the back straight at the moment, you see Craig Land is just having a bit of a go. We're just about to see into Tower Bend. We should be able to see them in just a second. Here they are. Craig Land is up the inside and takes that position back away from David Barron. And now get on catching Martin West. But Martin now has at least a second gap between himself and Craigland in second position, and that has also brought Benjamin Dade up to the back of David Bowen in that position. So you can see the three of them, more specifically David Bowen and Benjamin Dade, right nose to tail, coming into Barcroft, Sunny in and Sunny out. So this battle for the final spot on the podium is far, far from over.
6 minutes to go, probably another maybe 3 or 4 laps at the end of this one then. And it is Craigland chasing after Martin West now, who's back up to second. These have shared their wins during the course of the weekend so far, these two. Bowen down to third, then it's Ben Dade in fourth position, turning their way now through the hairpin. I think they will get probably 4 more laps out of this. Over the line they go to complete lap number 2. The gap 0.3 of a second between West and Land. Land doing the best lap of the race on the first flying lap there, 1:33.516, and he's less than a car length behind West now as they turn their way through Hawthorne and on towards the chicane. 94 and 87 nose to tail, the two leaders, and then Bowen there in third. It's a really good battle going on. Here comes Craigland. He's diving out of the slipstream. He's pulling alongside Martin West on the driver's left. I think he's already got his nose in front as they go down to Tower Corner. So can West actually get him on the brakes? No, he can't, I don't think so. Land does make that stick, but he goes a bit wide on the exit of the corner. So they're still sort of overlapping, but no, Land just does slot in front.
You can see there that as they went side by side, Martin West took quite a shallow line into Tower, and that really meant that Craigland was able to just power around the outside of him and take that position away. But as far as you can see there that Martin West put 2 wheels on the grass, just trying to find any time that he can against Craigland. Craigland getting a much nicer run there through Sunny in and Sunny out, and Martin West has just dropped a little bit away from the back of the number 87. So coming in to the complex now, it looks like he's just a car length back from him at the moment, but we know with these cars that can be closed up in an instant. So going into the final corner now, just needs a good run. He's just going to try and overlap him already up the inside, and see he's alongside of him. He just tucks back in down the start finish straight, and he possibly could make a move down into the first corner. So here we go, cross line once again. It's only 0.15 gap between them, and Martin West pulls out of the slipstream up the inside, takes position back away from Craigland. This is great racing.
It certainly is. In towards Hawthorne they go then. Bowen right in there as well. It's a 3-way fight, even a 4-way fight with Ben Dade and Todd Boucher also not too far behind. Out of the chicane they go, on to the back straight. Actually a slight curve to it, isn't there, as they head down towards Tower this time. This time it's West up the inside of Land. Can he get through this time? Land's trying to keep him at bay, and it's sort of a similar kind of situation to what we had a lap ago, and yet Land has just about got his elbows out in time to keep Martin West behind. Now West is going to be attacked, I think, by David Bowen as well. These 5 cars quite a long way clear of the rest. I think it's Mark Crawford possibly in 6th position, although it might be that Tom Collar's got past him as well now. But let's concentrate on the lead quintet for the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I had a bit of deja vu with that move with Craigland and Martin West. It looked almost identical to what happened just a lap before as well. Craigland on the outside, Martin West on the inside, and just couldn't quite keep it. But coming around the complex now, you can see that I think Craigland has just got a little bit more confidence coming through Barcroft, Sunny in and Sunny out. But then Martin West just seems to close up coming out of the complex and into the last corner. There we go. He's right on the back of him once again. So down the start finish straight. We're in the exact same position as last lap.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes the drivers will be sort of positioning themselves for what they might do on the last lap as well. That's something that you bear in mind. You almost sort of set your strategy and think where do you want to be going into the final lap or the final few corners of a race like this. There's Land with West behind him. Best lap of the race is still with Land, that 1:33.516. Tom Collar did get up to 6th place, by the way, ahead of Mark Crawford, so he has recovered, but there he is. In fact, you can just see him now. He's pulled away from Croft a bit, but not with the top 5, which has changed again because Martin West up the inside of Craigland at Tower, although Land might get him back on the exit of the corner. They're absolutely a side by side. Are they going to be side by side through the Jim Clark S's as well? Kieran's got his eyes covered, not quite sure what's going to happen next as they zip their way through there, and it's Land that comes out in front as they head to Barcroft. So it's Land getting back ahead of West, who briefly took the lead at Tower.
You can't go side by side to Jim Clark-S's. That was absolutely mental. Craig Lamb there just couldn't do much to stop Martin West on the brakes coming into Tower, but what he could do was stick side by side and then get the position back coming into the Clark-S's. But coming round the complex now, they are almost going side by side once again. Craig Lamb has got his work cut out, trying to keep the charging 94 of Martin West right behind him. He is absolutely probably going to be exhausted by the end of this race of having to keep Martin West behind. Martin is not giving up in his pursuit for that second win of the weekend. Down the start finish straight once again. He's in the slipstream. I don't think he's quite close enough to make a move into turn one, but if the last couple of laps are anything to go by into Tower Bend, what are they going to do this time?
Yeah, last lap of the race then. It is Martin West 0.4 of a second behind at the start of this lap from Craigland. Maybe a bit heavy through Hawthorne that time. Down through the chicane they go for the final time. West is a good few lengths behind at the moment. Is he close enough to pick up the toe down the back straight towards Tower? I'm not sure he's going to be later on the brakes. Down into Tower Bend they go, but West is not close enough to get through this time, so it's still Craig Land leading. This is the final lap, of course. It's Land leading, West in second, and now Todd Boucher has spun out of 4th place. Ben Dade had already dropped behind him. He's off on the grass and he spins now. Think he gets that one tied up. Bit of a scrappy final lap, this one. It's Land and West just heading into Sunny for the final time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think basically what happened was Martin West going into Hawthorne just went a little bit too wide, maybe correction or something, but he basically went wide, and that just compromised his run all the way down the back straight towards Tower. But with the slipstream how it is, down the back straight, then through the Clark-S's, into Barcroft, he's right there once again, and now he's only really got 2 chances. A bit of a rear out moment there for Martin West, but he just keeps it. He's looking for a position, but Craig Land is covering every single spot, every single inch of this track. He goes to the centre of the track, going into the final corner. Martin sticks his nose up the inside. They're side by side, but no, Martin can't do anything, and Craig Land takes that victory over Martin West for the 2nd time in this weekend.
He does indeed. You'd better go off and talk to him. Craig Land it is that takes the win then by 0.4 of a second from Martin West in 2nd place, David Bowen in 3rd, Tom Collar after that rather ropey couple of starts he made in that race in 4th position, Lucas Batt 5th, and Mark Crawford completing the top 6. Ayrton Rogers with Ben Dade after that little spin he had at Tower on the final lap. He takes 8th place. Tony Ridd 9th, and Martin Shelton, who's on the back of the grid 10th. There's a driver I can see out of a car there that has parked up. That may well be Southwell, Paul Southwell, I think, in the number 88 car. That didn't come round on the final lap, so maybe he stops over there on the exit of Tower, just behind the tyre stack there. So the driver's heading around on their slowing down lap at the end of the 3rd and final Ma7da race of the weekend. It was Craig Land then that's taken 2 wins from the weekend to Martin West 1, but there's not been a lot to choose between the 2 of them for the whole of the weekend. Final car just coming over the line now. Oh, that is Southwell, so it wasn't him, so it might have been Daniel Sibbons that's the one that stopped out on circuit, in fact, at Tower Corner. Results then, 87 Craig Land, the race winner at the end of 6 laps by 0.431 seconds over number 94 Martin West. 3rd place went the way of number 25 David Bowen. 4th was 22 Tom Collar. In 5th position number 66 Lucas Batt. 6th place went the way of 55 Mark Crawford. 7th was number 79 Ayrton Rogers. 8th number 17 Ben Dade. 9th was the 13 car of Tony Ridd. Rounding out top 10 was number 99 Martin Shelton. Ahead of David Mason, Imran Khan, Matt Rowe in 14th, then 2 final finishers, Lewis Penstone-Smith and Paul Southwell in 15th and 16th places respectively. So the cars still making their way around on this slowing down lap. I think they're all but sunny at the moment, yet to head down to the pit lane and back into the clutches of Kieran Mark, who's hot-footed his way down the pit lane to grab the drivers at the end of that race. So there are still 2 more races to go. We've got the final race of the weekend for the Manking Tyre Sports 1000 Championship featuring Cup 200 up next, and then we'll complete our weekend's racing with the Tagiwa Club Enduro Championship, which was scheduled to be 150 minutes. We'll just see exactly how much time we do get from that, 'cause it's going to be a little bit late starting. It should have been underway right this minute in actual fact, but we've just got one more race to squeeze in first, which is for the Sports 1000 cars. But can now see our top three heading down the pit, well, all the cars heading down the pit lane, including the top three. Third place David Bowen, second place Martin West, and our race winner Craig Land. And very shortly we'll be able to hear from all of those three drivers. Kieran Mogg will be gathering them in, ushering them out of their cars, putting a microphone in front of their noses before we get onto the final race of the weekend for the Sports 1000s. And I think all the drivers now in position out of the cars. Kieran's ready and waiting to talk to them, so let's head down to him now.
Well, that was an amazing race, and here we have the victor. Craig, you must be exhausted.
Oh yeah, I mean it was a bit of a long wait this morning, obviously getting out on track, but yeah, I think we was all eager, obviously with the red flag and stuff, we was all eager to get going. Yeah, that was a great race, a lot more action I think from the last ones, where I think we was constantly battled, rather than working together we was just for let's just battle this out and see who comes out at the end. All I had to do is try and keep my car as wide as possible for that last section. But yeah, I mean, the car's working so much better than yesterday. TSR and Ma7da did a great job, and a massive thanks to my family for the support as well.
Yeah, definitely, and it was obviously difficult to keep Martin behind by the looks of it.
Oh yeah, I mean we've been racing together for I think almost 6 seasons now. We did it in the low cost. It was like 1-2 so many times, and we learned sort of how we can trust each other through for obviously seeing the hairpins and side by side action. We can keep it clean, but also very close and hard racing at the same time. But yeah, it was great.
No, definitely. Well, congratulations to end the weekend with a win.
All right, thank you very much. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you very much. Now we'll speak to our second place man, Martin West. You must be exhausted as well.
Yeah, it was a good battling race, that wasn't it? I'd imagine it was quite lively on the TV, even if we only did get a few minutes, but yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, no, you had a good couple of goes through Tower as well. Both of you had a good couple of goes through Tower. That seemed to be quite a popular popular place to overtake and have a go at overtaking there. So, was that really the best place to go for, do you think?
Oh, wherever I get a chance, I'll sling it up the inside or outside, whatever it takes. But yeah, I think it was a little bit better on the brakes in there, so even when he got ahead in the slipstream, I could keep the place. But the marshal said we had 9 minutes, but I didn't really know when the last lap gone. So I think I gambled at probably the wrong time, but fair play to Craig. You know, he, on that last lap I had about 3 or 4 attempts, but he kept it well covered, so fair play to him. We'll go on to the next one.
So you can have another go at him on the next one. Well, good luck, congratulations on the podium.
Very much.
Cheers, thank you. I'll speak to our third place man, David Bowen. David, did you need some popcorn for that one?
Oh my God! The last lap I had a battle with Todd out the back there, and he had got sideways, and I had a clear mirror, and I was just watching these guys, and I'm thinking, no, hang on, just stay on the black stuff. Yeah, but crazy racing from those guys, and whirlwind, yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, 100%. Now, I'd imagine obviously you were looking both in front and in your rear view mirrors quite a lot. So did you need like multiple eyes more than you actually had?
Yeah, probably, yes, yeah. Especially when Ben and Todd were behind me, I was just like, just leave me alone. I'm quite happy here. So yeah, second podium ever. So. Oh, nuts, yeah. What we're getting the new car together for Tom and everything, it's been crazy busy, so incredible weekend, yeah, brilliant.
Well, congratulations on the podium and great to see you up here.
Absolutely, thanks you, thank you for everything.
Cheers, thank you very much. Now,